let's say for this effect, I hand the deck over to the spectator, and they can give it a shuffle. After they're done shuffling the deck, they can hand it back to me, and I would go through and actually make a prediction. So let's say I go through and I take out, let's say, I think this prediction actually looks good. But let me double check just to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to take out this card as my prediction, and I can go ahead and place it in the box. But first, I can show you that there's nothing in the box, just a totally empty box. So the prediction card can go right in here. We can close up the box, and we can leave it right here. So after we have done that, I can hand the deck back to the spectator, and I would explain to them I want them to start dealing cards into one pile just like this. And whenever they want to, they can shuffle the deck as well. And they can also deal groups of cards. And then they can shuffle the deck again. And they can also deal from the middle. And they can also deal from the bottom of the deck. And they can stop whenever they would like. So let's say they stop right here. So the rest of the cards that they aren't going to use, they can place to the side. So now with the pile they actually dealt, they can go ahead and deal this into two piles just like this, all the way through. So after they have done this, they can choose any pile they would like. Let's say this pile. And I would explain to them that they can start dealing cards onto the table, and they can stop whenever they would like. The only thing is, I don't want them to actually go through all of the cards. So let's say they stop here, and they can just see the rest of the cards they could have stopped at. It doesn't matter. But now for the cards they did deal, we want to know the number of the cards here, because we want this number to also be for this pile. So let me show you what I mean. So in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Since we have 9 cards here, we want 9 cards here. So the spectator can go ahead and deal 9 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they can see the cards they could have stopped at. It doesn't matter. But now we're going to go ahead and actually make one pile here. And we want to eliminate cards until we're down to 2 cards. So let's say we go ahead and we take the top and bottom card like this, and we put them to the side. So top and bottom, 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 and now we have 2 cards here. And the spectator can also look at these and see all the cards they could have had. So you could have had the 8, 6, king, was this? A 9, a 5, the other 5, a 4, another 5, ace, 3, king, 7, 6, 9, ace, king. So not a bad hand, but we actually stopped at these 2 cards right here. So now I explain to the spectator that we're going to need to make a card here, but I'm going to leave this up to you. So the first card I turn over can either be the suit of the card, so clubs, hearts, spades, or diamonds, or the first card I turn over can be the value, so ace through king. Let's say the first card the spectator wants me to turn over is the suit. So let's see what we have here. in this case, we have the 10 of spades, so the suit would be a spade, meaning that this card is going to be the value we turn over. But since we have the 6 of clubs, 6 is going to be our value. So if we take the value 6 and the suit for spades, and we put these together, we have the 6 of spades. Now, if we go back to my box, we will remember that I actually had a card in there since the beginning. And what if it was the 6 of spades? The spectator can go ahead and actually open up the box, take out that one card in the box, and they can see that it is the 6 of spades. So, that is going to be the trick for today. If you would like to learn how to do this, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Alright, so this is actually a really nice, easy trick. And for my next video, I'm actually going to teach you the easier way of doing this, okay, without all the steps involved. So you'll see what I mean. And before we actually get into the effect, the cards I'm using are the Fury 11 Marvel Avengers. Now, I actually have a deck review on these, and I actually reviewed these in my 100 subscriber question and answer. That was where I reviewed these. So that video will be down below, and I will put the timestamp down below as well, so you can go and check that out. So let's go ahead and get straight into this effect. So you can hand the deck over to the spectator and they can give it a shuffle. It doesn't matter. Once they're done, you're going to take the cards back and you explain that you're going to take out a prediction card. So the cards are going to be like this to the spectator, but this is going to be exposed. So what you're going to do is when you start spreading through the cards, you want to look at the top two cards. Now, in this case, we see we have a 3 of diamonds and a 7 of spades. So there's two ways you can go about this. So you can either have the first card to be the value, in this case 3, and the second card to be the suit, in this case spades, to make up the 3 of spades. Or what you can do is you can have the second card be the value, in this case 7, and the first card to be a suit, diamond, in this case 7 of diamonds. But it doesn't matter. But you want different number cards, okay? Or it can be picture cards, it doesn't matter. And you want different suits as well. If you have something like the ace of spades and the 5 of spades, at the end of the trick, I will go over what you can do to get rid of that. Okay, but for now, let's just carry on. So let's say in this case, we want to go with the 3 of spades, but keep in mind it can also be the 7 of diamonds. It doesn't matter. So you're going to go through and you're going to look for that card. So in this case, here it is. And we will just leave it right there for now. So after you did this, you can hand the deck over to the spectator. And they're going to start dealing into one pile. But keep in mind, your two cards you looked at are going to go down first. Okay? And usually after they put down the first two, I have them go 2 or 3 more cards, and then I explain. They can shuffle the deck, and they can even deal in groups from the top, the bottom, and they can even do the middle. It doesn't matter. And they can stop whenever they would like. So let's say they stop there. The rest of these cards can go away. So now with the pile that they dealt, they're going to pick it up. And now since your two cards are on the bottom, you want to bring these back to the top. So you explain to them that they're going to deal into two piles like this. And just like this, you can see both cards are back on top. So after you have done this, you want them to go ahead and point to one pile. It doesn't matter what pile. I did the left pile in the performance, so let's go with the right pile. You want them to start dealing cards, and they can stop whenever they want, but you don't want them to go through all the cards, okay? So let's say they go ahead and they deal and they stop right here. Now they can look at the rest of the cards and see what they are, but these don't matter. So after they're done, they can place these back on top of the deck. So now what this did was that actually put that 7 back on the bottom, okay? So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to know the number of cards they actually dealt. Okay, so you can say, okay, let's see what number you have. So they can deal 1, 2, 3, 4. And you explain, you want the number of cards in this pile to be the number in this pile. So they can pick up this pile, and now they're going to deal 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They can look at the rest of the cards here, but they're going to get rid of them. So now here's where we're at. We have one of the cards on the bottom, and we have the other card on the top. So now you say, okay, let's go ahead and actually take both piles. So you're going to grab the last pile they messed with, that you counted out the number of cards to match this pile. So since we started with this pile first, we're going to grab this pile. And when you put it on top of this pile, you're going to notice those two cards are now stuck together. You can spread these out and you say, okay, we're going to eliminate these down until we have two cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the top and bottom card like this. And now it doesn't matter if the top goes on the bottom or if the bottom goes on the top. You're just going to put these away, okay? And you're going to keep doing this until you have two cards. And before you mess with these, if you want to, you can show that these are all different. It doesn't matter. That they could have really stopped at any one of these. But now I like to square these up, pick them up, and I like to glance at the bottom card and remember it. In this case, the 7 of spades. Now, if you want to, you can just remember spade, because you know the value will be on the top. But once I have that peak, I'm all set. I like to have them like this, so it looks like I'm hiding nothing. And I explain to the spectator that they are going to help me come up with a card. So the first card I turn over, and I don't specify which card I'm going to turn over. This is why I have them out like this, and I say the first card. So the first card I turn over will either be the suit or the value. Now, since you know the suit spade is on the bottom, the value 3 is on the top. So if we go like the performance and they said turn over the suit, all I have to do is come over, grab these cards with my other hand, and just turn over the bottom card and say, okay, since we have the 7 of spades, the suit will be a spade, meaning this card is going to be the value. In this case, the 3 of diamonds. So the value will be 3. So if we put these together, we have the 3 of spades. And then you can actually recap the whole trick if you would like. You can take the direction back to your prediction, and when they turn it over, they will see that it is the 3 of spades matching. Let's go ahead and let's say we have the suit on the bottom and the 3 on the top. Let's say they want to actually have the value turned over first for the suit or the value. Well, what do? Just turn over the top card and say, okay. In this case, we have the 3 of diamonds. So the value will be 3, and this card will be the suit. So since we have the 7 of spades, the suit is going to be a spade. So we have the 3 of spades. And then you can turn over and show the 3 of spades. And that was the trick. Not too hard, actually. So I'm going to go over that real quick one more time, just because it took me a few tries to get down. And I'm also going to show you what to do that I showed you at the beginning. So let's say the deck is shuffled, and let's go ahead and just put this on top. It doesn't matter. So let's say the deck is shuffled, you go through and you look at the top 2 cards, and you see in this case that they are both spades. So if you put these together for the 9 and the spade, you get the 9 of spades, which is right here. If you put the 5 and the spade together, you get the 5 of spades, which is right here. If you take away one of these cards, you only have one card. What do you do? Well, that's actually real simple. All you have to do is either give the deck another cut or another shuffle. Doesn't matter which one, but now you should be good. It might take a few tries, but eventually you will get there. So, we're really having some trouble here. Okay, perfect. So let's say you look at the top 2 cards, and since we went with the first card to be the value and the second one to be the suit, let's go reverse. So let's go value and suit. So in this case, we would have the 6 of diamonds. So let's say we go through and we look for that 6 of diamonds. Go ahead and put it down. Now you hand the deck over to the spectator and you have them start dealing into one pile. Once they got past the first 2 cards, I usually have them go 2 or 3 more cards, and then I explain. They can shuffle the deck, and they can deal in groups, and they can also stop whenever they would like. They can deal from the bottom, the top, the middle, it doesn't matter. Let's say they stop there. So after that, they're going to pick up the pile, leaving it as it is. They're going to deal 2 piles just like this. And once they're actually done dealing, okay, those 2 cards will now be on top. And this is actually going to be a trick I'm going to teach you in my next video without all of the steps involved here. You'll see what I mean in my next video. But now you have them pick up any pile they would like, start dealing cards, and stop whenever they would like. So let's say they deal and they stop right here. They can look at the rest of the cards, it doesn't matter, but they're going to get rid of them. So now you want to know the pile, the number in this pile to match the number in this pile. So they're going to pick up this and they're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Therefore, bringing that 6 to the top. And then, I think I had 9. So 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So in this case, they're going to deal 8. Therefore, putting that card on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can look at these, it doesn't matter, but put them away. So now you know, since this is the first pile you messed with, the card is actually going to be on the top. And since this is the last pile you messed with, the card is on the bottom. So take this pile you messed with last, or that has one of the cards on the bottom, and put it on top of the other pile, therefore putting these 2 cards together. But now you're going to spread these out, and you're just going to eliminate the top and bottom cards just like this, until you're down to 2 cards. So we can go through, and we're down to 2 cards. And you can show them the rest of these. It doesn't matter. They can see the cards they could have stopped at. Put these back on top of the deck, and I like to pick up these 2 cards, and I like to get a peek at the bottom card and remember it. In this case, we have the 6 of spades. So I like to fan them like this, and I explain. The first card I turn over will either be the suit or the value, so you get to choose. So let's say they want me to turn over the value first. If that's the case, go ahead and swap hands, turn over the bottom card and say, okay, since we have a 6, that means the top card will be the suit, in this case the diamond, therefore giving us the 6 of diamonds, and my prediction is the 6 of diamonds. Now, let's say they wanted the suit to be turned over first. We'll just turn over the top card and say, okay, since we have a diamond, that means this top card is going to be the value. So in this case, we have a 6. So if we put these together, the 6 of diamonds, you can recap the whole trick, and then you can show the 6 of diamonds just like that. So that is going to be today's trick. I hope you really enjoyed this. Make sure to stick around for my next video because it's going to be an easier way of actually doing this trick. And something I just want to mention real quick is that I actually started now spring break for my college. So for this upcoming week, I'm going to be off all them days, and I actually go back the 18th. So that means I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos. I don't know if it's going to be every day, but it might be. Or it might be every other day. I'm not too sure. But if there is something you would like to see on the channel, please leave a comment down below because now would be the best time for you to actually see it uploaded on the channel while I have all this time. So make sure you leave the name of what you want to see down below and a link to it so I can check it out. If you haven't entered the 300 subscriber shout out yet, make sure you do that. I will leave that down below. At the time of this recording, I think we are around 281. So we are getting up there. So at 300, I will be shouting out everyone who entered. So far, only one person has entered. So if you would like to be another person shouted out, make sure you enter in the video link down below. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time, and hopefully these next coming days now with some content. Bye.